Happen to be out watching my son play soccer. They're having a good time. But I have a blog where I put in a bunch of stuff about business, about life, about finances, whatever. And this channel is basically the purpose for me starting this channel was for me to give to you information that I had to pay tens of thousands of dollars for so that you wouldn't have to go through that. Now, I've had people tell me that I should charge for this stuff. I should just go ahead and create some courses and stuff, and I might do that to consolidate, take information that I've learned and put it all in one spot so you guys can, that don't want to search for it on my channel, can just find it in one spot. And I'll probably be coming out with that, I don't know, probably in the next year or two. But today I wanted to talk about something, a topic that was on my blog recently. And I had said on my blog, you know, what those late night television things you used to watch, and they would say, we take out the middleman. And you know, they always say that because like, oh, we can give you the best price or whatever. Well, here's the deal. Most often the people that you see that say I take out the middleman are not the person that's creating the product. It's usually somebody else who is becoming the middleman. What they're doing is they're replacing the middleman. So just like in most any business, the whole purpose is to replace the middleman, to take out the person who's currently the middleman and make you the middleman. A good example of that is if I want to build a mom and pop store selling gadgets and gadgets, then it's the same gadgets and gadgets that Amazon or Walmart is creating. Well, Walmart isn't making the product, and Amazon isn't making the product. They're finding a manufacturer and they're supplying it, or they're getting somebody else who's finding the manufacturer and they're just holding it for them and delivering it. So in real estate investing, you also have people who are middlemen. Now, quite often you'll have somebody who's selling a house, somebody who's buying a house, and the person in the middle is, well, no one. You've got other people that siphon money out the side, like realtors and escrow agents and appraisers and people who inspect property. But the ones who are the true middlemen in real estate are wholesalers or fix and flippers. They are people who add value in some form or fashion. Now, how does a wholesaler add value? A wholesaler typically finds a property that nobody wants. It's a property that nobody thinks could be sold at the time, right? Or it's a property that somebody says, yeah, it could be sold, but they don't understand the true value of the property. So the wholesaler's job is to take that property and become the salesperson. They see value where other people don't see value. I'll give you an example. There's a property that I did a wholesale deal on where the person selling the property wanted to sell it for $20,000. Yeah, that's not a mistake. It was $20,000 and it was a duplex, right? So in some parts of the country, you're like, oh yeah, $20,000 for a duplex, no big deal. But in other parts of the country, it's like $20,000 for a duplex. So I saw this property, I saw this value, and I went and I told other people about it. And I said, hey, I got this property for $60,000. And I had somebody negotiate with me, and they were a hard negotiator. So we went down to $53,000. The difference was I saw the value in the property. They had a renter in the property already. It was making rent, and it was a really good return on investment. So a wholesaler is somebody who finds value in something that other people don't see it, and they're able to bring that price up to where it should be based on the vision that they're holding. And then they find people. So a wholesaler can't just have the vision to see what's in the property. They also have to be able to articulate it, and they also have to be able to find an audience for it. So if you want to be a wholesaler, you need to know who your audience is, you need to know where to find it, and then you need to know where the properties are or how to get them, how to convince people to sell you at the price they want to sell at. And so it's a tough job. There are a lot of people that try to wholesale, but there are not a whole lot of people that actually can actually do the wholesaling. So if you want to do it, I would suggest you read a lot of sales books. And you're going to have to get personable. You're going to have to be somebody who's willing to ask the tough questions like, why are you selling this property? Or would you be better off if I could just take this property off your hands? And basically find their pain points and find a way to solve their problem. And if you do that, then you'll be able to find sellers. As far as finding buyers, well, it depends on how good of a deal you get. You know, in my case, I had a property that was bringing in $1,000 a month. Property is going to be sold for $60,000. That's a really good return on your investment. You know, $12,000 a year. That's 2% of the price. So, you know, it depends on how you view it, and then you have to have a network of people who are interested in those kind of things. Now, in my case, I happen to be advertising on a major radio station. I happen to know a person who has a program, and so I went on this program and I said, hey, this is what I've got. Can I go ahead and teach people or tell people about this property on your program? And he said yes, for a fee, of course. And so that's how I was able to find my buyers. And I was confident that I could find buyers that way because I'd done it many times before. So as a wholesaler, you do have to have confidence in what you're doing. You have to have confidence in what you're selling. You have to know what you've got and know its potential. And if you can know the math, you know the return on investment, you know the financing, it all works out. So when it comes to those late night guys saying, take out the middleman, and we take out the middleman, in reality, sometimes it's the middleman that puts the value into the product. So if you want to be a wholesaler, that's going to be you. If you want to be a fix and flipper, that's going to be you. You're going to be taking that property that nobody wants at a price that they think it's worth, and you're going to see that and say, you know what? I can add value to this. I can fix this up. I can get somebody else to fix it up. I can get the financing together. I can get somebody else's credit involved in this so that you don't use your money. You don't use your credit. You get partners in it. And once it's fixed up, fix and flippers, if you do your job right, it is super easy to sell that house because you have turned it into what is considered turnkey, meaning you turn the key, you walk in, and everything's perfect. So you become the middleman as a fix and flipper, and if you do it right, people love you. If you do it wrong, you're going to get a reputation real quick as somebody that no one should trust. Fix and flippers, you get some people to say, oh, I bought this house from a flipper, and when I moved in, everything cracked, and the tile fell off of this or that, and there was a crack that was revealed later on, or this pipe was leaking. If you're going to be a fix and flipper, do it right. Do it right. Bring the reputation back to the occupation, so to speak. But there's a lot of money to be made. I know for me, in the fix and flips I've done, every dollar that I put into the flip is usually the amount of money that I get back out of the flip. So if I put $10,000 in, I'll get at least $10,000 out on top of what I put in. So put 10 and I'll get 20. I put 50 in, I'll get 100. So it just depends on how much money you put in. But I just wanted to go back to this middleman mentality. It's okay to be the middleman. It's okay to displace other middlemen. That's what this is, a dog-eat-dog world. So guys, be the middleman. Find ways that you can squeeze the money out in the middle. You're going to give a win-win-win. It's going to be a win-win situation between you winning and the person selling it winning, because they're getting what they think it's worth. You're getting what you think it's worth. And you're turning around and making it a better product for somebody else who sees the value that you give to them. And then you're going to win because you're going to get to squeeze out the other side. Now, as a wholesaler, that usually is about 10 grand. 10, 15, 20 grand is usually about how much a wholesaler will make on a property. Of course, it can be more, like the one I mentioned. I think I made about $29,000 on that deal. So it just depends on what you put out there as the value. But if you understand the game, you can win. Thanks guys for watching. Put your comments down below if you have any questions. If you have something that you want me to talk about, any kind of real estate investing that you want me to discuss, go ahead and put it in the comments below. I've done pretty much everything, and so I've got a lot of stuff I can share. Until next time, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you.